I just wanted to briefly mention why we are short near. This is a new position that I just started yesterday on the 17th because it's suspect. It looks problematic, more or less, because one of the options here is Femix earn. One of the promotions saw promotions. You can't see it. It's on the app. Okay, look here, near. Diversify your earnings near 88% APY for the first 7 days. And then 0.3 after 7 days, I guess. But still, and it's sold out. You can't do it. But the fact that anybody would even do this, to me, is just not. It's just not feasible. I mean, this is more reasonable. 0.3. I mean, obviously, that sounds a little more reasonable. I'm not doing it. I would never do it. I'm shorting the coin, in fact, because essentially there's a supply issue at the point when you start generating random 88% returns to people. What if they put $10 million and get 88%? You would hope there's some limitation there, because if they get 88% on 10 million, then, you know, what coin's going to get diluted. So that's the point, and it's going to be a liability for the firm. So that's why I'm short BNB coin, near. That's why I'm short near, excuse me. Because I'm like, you know, look at the fucking supply. I mean, this thing was trading at 6, it was trading at 14, allegedly. I mean, since May. It's a fucking new coin, excuse my language, but what do you do? I mean, come on. I'm not gonna buy this stuff. I mean, who would buy this, guys? I mean, what does this even do? I mean, it doesn't make sense. To not short it would be, I mean, it would just be, ludicrous. I mean, these coins just, I don't know why anybody would be interested in buying these. I mean, we put buy orders in, obviously, to liquidate our shorts. Obviously, because these things can go against you. I mean, this position just started now going against for us. It was against, and our Binance position is down 76 cents or 3%. So I mean, it's not like we're raking in the dough. I mean, obviously, there's a risk entailed in these positions. That's why I'm using the algo to try and slow down the, or trying to systemize the positions. So when I'm sleeping, I can still have these positions. Now, something weird happened overnight. This used to be at 274.15. It got canceled. I guess an order got submitted and was rejected for some reason, but then it submitted a new one, and it came in at 76.05 the next minute, cycling through. So with this reality, we are happy that there's still a stop, and it's for 38 equivalent to the position. So that's just been rolling on an automated basis, and we just keep in mind the risk that this thing can pop at any given moment. Look what happened. I mean, it moves from low of 262.95 up to 311.7. You know, this is kind of educational for me to look at and take note of, because you look at that range, that's a range of nearly 50 points, more than 50 points. Very close to 50-point range, and you can see the ATR is 57 points on, I think that's a 2-period. The previous day was 60 up to 33. And The day before that was low of 98 all the way up to 397, so 100 points. So when you think about that, you have to have a stop. You cannot not have a stop, because what happens if you're sitting here at 270.5 and then this thing happens where it goes from 298 to 397 instantly? What happens then? And you don't have a stop. Well, you're going to be in some serious trouble, and your portfolio is going to be liquidated, which we've seen before in prior videos. You guys have seen a couple accounts blow out here already, sadly. It's difficult to do this with, but that's why I think the computer stands a better chance than I do personally, because yeah, sure, near was a manual trade. That's a manual trade, and it's very low risk. We're risking 7 cents. We're just doing it kind of to proof of theory, test the theory type concept, you know. It's still up 2 cents. I mean, it's up 38%. These, you know, it can't hurt to be up that. As far as this Binance, this is kind of more of a focus point on this algo. We did run it on FTT. We were shorting on FTT, as you may recall. And what happened was they delisted it as we were in a short position. It ultimately traded down to 1.15 on the exchange 30 minutes prior or so to that delisting. But we were not aware of the delisting, so we actually held it through the delisting. Fortunately, the position was small in terms of margin risk. We're talking a few bucks. And what happened there was got delisted, and it was trading for $1.48 is at the delisting settlement, so something like that. So basically what happened was they delisted FTT. They gave you a 30-minute warning. They gave you a couple-hour warning, and then they said they're going to take the average of the 30-minute price before the delisting, and then that's where you'll settle if you do not close your position. So the product price, you know, went to 1.15. Why was my average at 1.148? Well, the price also did shoot up to 2.25 when the overall market on CoinMarketCap, for example, was 1.54. So the liquidity on this exchange did dry up. It was interesting. It looks like some of the longs liquidated first prior to the delisting. They pushed the price down to 1.15. So, I mean, we should just look at this actually, because it's interesting. They should still show it. Nope, they removed it. But the video is there, so I mean, we were recording it, so I mean, you know, it's still, the data is still there. And this is another reason we record this stuff, because we want to see what's going on, how these firms settle these trades out when they're delisting these contracts. Fortunately, it was a pretty I was happy to see the process. I mean, I wasn't happy with the fill price at 1.48, but it was good to see how they do delist from this exchange, because it kind of sets a precedent of what I can expect, what anybody can expect from an exchange that seemingly handled it, you know, with alert. They gave you fair notice. They said, hey guys, we are delisting this in a couple hours, 30 minutes, and average if you do not close. And I read that after. I mean, that I can find. See, here's the delisting. They're doing delisting JOT. Let me make sure you see this shit. You see these notices now. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is what we got the alert in for FTT. Then I'll pull up the chart. Oh, we can't. But we'll search FTT here. Exit delisting FTT. All right. So this is what basically I saw after the fact. Got to keep an eye on those notifications, obviously. Apparently that was something I learned, and that's something that the algo cannot predict. So these type of events, you have to keep an eye to some extent. You know, it's not just code and go. There's nuances that can occur. This is an example. You've got a great code, you got a good stop, you got a good target, you got a good position, you got a good read that this coin's garbage, because obviously bankruptcies in Bahamas taking things, and U.S. bankruptcy disagreeing with that decision, or vice versa. Nobody knows. Assets all over the place. nobody really can get a grip. It's notable. Some of the stuff is still operating apparently for FTT, so maybe there is some value there. I'm sure there is some value, at least in customer databases, that kind of thing. As far as, customer base, hey, we'll inherit 100,000 accounts or whatever. That would be probably worth taking on if you were a hedge fund and, you could buy this firm for $1 million, $10 million, $15 million, or even more, $30 million, maybe, just to buy the code, the users. The currency, I just don't get these currencies. FTT, when you look at the FTT token and you see what is it exactly, I want to see the actual listing. FTT token, yeah, here it is. Got to get this on record because this stuff gets deleted obviously from the web. Usually these firms will, let's see if it'll even load. For example, it might not even load. This might already be gone. This URL might not even work anymore. Google might just have it by delay still in their search results. It's very possible, as you can see. Okay, good. It loaded. Very good. FTX is currently unable to process withdrawals. We strongly advise against depositing. Deposits of TRX, BTT, JST, Sun, and HG are disabled. Jesus. Basically, we were short this, and we got. This is why we're shorted. FT also listed on. Probably not listed on any of these anymore. That's my guess. Maybe some of them are still trading it. Let's see. Man, this is so slow. Okay, loads much quicker. Notice how much faster it loads than the FTX website. And there's no images here anymore. There's no favicon. I don't know if you can see that over there. There's no favicon anymore on FTX. So something's going on with the website. It's slower performance. Now, we just came here. They still are trading FTT, actually, at Huobi. Now, we were short this, and this is right about where we got liquidated, 148. It was a small position. It's trading 141. This is probably a good decision by the firm we used to delist. I'd rather see a delisting than, some weird stuff happen with the funds. And, it's better to see them get ahead of the curve on these coins that have so much uncertainty around. Now back to the actual price. We can't look it up, but they did delist it. Okay, so the marked price, average mark price in 30-minute period from 3 UTC to 3:30 UTC on November 14th. We're short that. We got the algo. We copied the algo from Binance short to FTT short. Started running it. This is before the stops were in, so it was fine. Definitely, we got knocked out. It was a small position. Basically, got I think we were short at 138. We lost 10 points on a small margin position of maybe $1, $2. So it wasn't too painful. We did have more trouble with Binance. That actually blew the account. Unfortunately, we're just using small amounts, as you may have noticed. We are using small amounts to make sure it's stable and all of that. Or maybe give it some juice. I don't know. Hopefully, it can just grow on its own, really. Let's take a look at what our positions are currently. All right, we're trading 270.4 here on BNB, and we're short from 268.59. It's been a very choppy range for the past few hours, but no problem. Part of the game, just gotta wait. Again, it's nice to have the algo running. It did short, a good couple spots. This was a manual position, established 184. right around here. It went against us a little bit, then it started to drop again. There's just a supply concern about near USD. The Binance short is a little more aggressive because of my concern, warranted or not, warranted or unwarranted, not sure. Time will tell. But the premise is that when I go Binance coin reserves, like what is it? Like, I don't know what this is about. Binance just moved 2 billion Bitcoin from its proof reserve. What's going on? I haven't seen this even. This is the first time I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this November 18th. If this is true, it's just a concern. It's a concern for me because it says, well, what are these reserves actually? I mean, who moved them? Who's got access to move them? How many billions are the people able to access? These questions, they just linger, and they say 257 for currency that's reserve. We really don't have any clue about, and that is concerning.